am I starting to sweat so much? And that's why I don't eat animal product. I'm so excited to make this video. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Brittany. If you are brand new to my channel and don't know what the hey this is about, I've been waiting to do this for weeks, and I have just gotten done with a few really long days. A lot of you guys know that I make the majority of my income as a model, and this week I had the biggest job I've ever booked. It was a nationwide commercial for Caesar's Palace, so we were doing 14-hour days the last 3 days, and I'll definitely share a lot of the video or the content with it whenever I get it. But yeah, I'm super excited. But what I'm really excited to share today is that I am going to a women's gathering that I have no idea what it's going to be like. I'm usually the kind of person that's very on the verge of being anxious about going to certain gatherings, festivals. I don't ever know what I'm getting myself into fully. I don't know if I'm going to jive with the people. And what I'm realizing now is that that is all just fear-based thinking, and there's just no reason for it because I'm not going to know anything more than I already do until I get there. So I might as well just become aware of a lot of my fearful thinking and, you know, just know that the best is going to come for me. I'm not going with any friends, but there are going to be 500 or 600 women at this gathering, and I know that I'm going to just be bumping into all the right people because that is what has been happening to me a lot lately. And the reason that I prioritize gatherings and festivals like this is because I value experience so much more than monetary accounts. So more than having a savings account or trying to plan a wedding, which I haven't started doing yet, I really love planning international travel, festivals, transformative growth movements, and gatherings like this, because I know that the experience that I'm going to have is going to serve me so much more than planning a big thing, at least for myself, at least at this time in my life. So no hate to anyone else who really prioritizes things in a different way. That's totally fine. We all have our own wants and needs, and for me at this point in my life, what I'm really trying to dive into is seeing how connected and how much I can expand my own personal life by connecting with other people at these gatherings, which is why I created a YouTube, which is why I am making a ton of radical changes in my life. 2017 has just been a roller coaster that is just steadily going up. And I think a lot of the reason for that is because of the conscious choices that I'm making toward my future growth and toward my path and toward growing my path, growing my relationships, growing my connection with myself and others, and growing my health in any way, shape, or form that I can. It really dawned on me a few weeks ago that I'm making really conscious decisions in every area of my life. I'm a vegan now, and I have been for about 5.5 months, and it is serving me so well. I think the idea of making conscious decisions with something as frequent as eating is really good, because we can't get away from eating and drinking, but we can make choices for ourselves every day that are putting into this vessel that holds our soul, treating this vessel with the utmost love and respect, which for me is not filling it with animal product. I just really get freaked out. Am I starting to sweat so much? For me, it really kind of grosses me out and freaks me out, the idea of putting tortured animal flesh into my body. And I realize that that can be kind of like a weird thing to say, but I was watching an interview last night of Alicia Silverstone, who's vegan, and she said something that resonated with me so much, and I was like, wow, it just hit home for me. And she said, the truth has always been really important to me. And the truth about what we're eating is something that when you really start to educate yourself on, if you have any love or compassion or respect or connection with the animals that you have in your house, or have ever had a connection with an animal in your life, a dog, a cat, a fish, a guinea pig, a rabbit, anything at all, you realize that these are sentient beings that feel things. They feel emotion, they feel loneliness. Although they may not be able to communicate it clearly to us with words, they communicate it to us in so many other ways. For me, I don't see any kind of separation between my dog Zorro that I love with every fiber of my being and any pig or goat or cow, especially because when you look at the way that these animals function, it's so intelligent, and the way that they communicate emotion to each other. If you just want to look into it a little bit deeper, you can see, like, we know how they communicate with each other. So for me, knowing that I can feed my body more healthfully and with less side effects, less future concerns in terms of building cancer. We now know that ingesting a lot of beef or cow product does lead to colon cancer. And doesn't it make sense that that would happen? Because in your intestine, it kind of goes in, and that flesh that was alive and romping around fields, or actually not romping around fields, but sadly caged in a cell where they can't turn around or really live a happy life at all. Doesn't it make sense that when that flesh goes into your digestive tract, that some of it can get stuck along the way and develop into nasty inflammation and disease because it's not able to form a stool and be released, naturally. It gets stuck in there and it gets real nasty and gross. And that's why I don't eat animal product. And I think it's cool because there's a lot of drama in this community, and I never really realized, because it's all based in love for animals, and it doesn't seem like people would turn around and turn it into themselves. I'm on raw till 4. I'm more vegan than you, or, making a societal hierarchy about veganism and what level of a vegan you are and whether you're doing veganism right, or turning around to people who haven't made the choice to go vegan and say, what the hell are you doing, don't you know, blah 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 blah. It's like, I always love using the analogy of a coin, and my yoga teacher Annie Carpenter says this all the time. Pride and shame are the exact same thing, just on opposite ends of the coin. And it doesn't matter which side that you're on. It's about bringing balance to any situation in life, any kind of reaction in life. So whether you are spraying hate toward people that are not vegan, or you're spraying hate toward people that are vegan, it's the same stuff. It's all just making negativity in the world. It's all just sending out a low vibration of anger and discontent and fear. So you might as well just come at it with love. See, because here's the thing, even if you yell at someone till you're blue in the face about why they haven't made the choice to go vegan yet, wouldn't it make a much more lasting impact if that person came to the decision themselves that they were going to make a change in their life? I used to really have a hard time whenever I first came to this with my parents, and just being like, don't you know, like, your guys' health is not doing well, and blah blah blah, and the planet and animals, and just really getting emotionally reactive about it. And all it did was create more separation with my relationships with my family members. So after a while, whenever I, took a step back and I was like, oh, okay, cool. So when I try to force things into fruition, even if I guilt trip someone into making the decision for a few weeks, it's not going to create a lasting change because it's not their decision. They feel guilted into it. They feel shame. And so maybe they're making that decision just for you, and it's not going to last. And wouldn't we rather want to make a lasting impact on the planet? That's the only way that we're going to make a movement sustainable. From my experience, leading by example is the most effective way to show anyone what change looks like. It's not getting in people's face and just, trying to convince them that your story is the truth and that they're living in a wrong way. But it's more about showing people what the other side can look like and how it can benefit you. For me personally, everyone in my personal life can see how much more energy that I have, and I think that in itself sparks a lot more thought in people's heads. And that brings me to another point. I think that since I have gone vegan, it's easy for people that are close to you to feel like you might be judging them, even if you're not. I've had my family be like, So funny because I feel like whenever people hear that I'm vegan and they're not, a lot of times it's like people feel like they want to tell me why they're not vegan or they're not vegetarian. You know, it's funny. It's like, why? You don't have to tell me that. That's okay. Like, your story is your story. My story is mine. It's okay that you're not vegetarian or vegan. You don't have to, like, you know, I'm not the vegan police. You don't have to, like, tell your life story to me. I'll definitely sit and chat with you about it if you want to, but the only way that we're going to make, like I said, lasting positive change is by people coming to the decision in their own right, because it empowers people. Oh, it feels so good to be empowered by this, for sure. Just knowing that I'm making such a great decision for myself, my body, my planet, my, like, everything. It is so big in my life, and I feel like people can see that. So there's that. So I just wanted to share that today. Love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for wanting to connect on things like this. And now my call to action. If you have resonated with anything that I've said in this video, please make sure to give me a little like down here in the corner below, and make sure to subscribe to my videos so that you don't miss anything that is upcoming, especially because I'm gearing up for a summer full of travel, and I can't wait to share with you guys all of the craziness that happens and all the things that I learn, because I want to communicate these things and I want to connect. And you guys have been making me bawl my eyes out with all of your messages and emails and questions and explanations and stories, and it's been the most profound experience of my life. So I want to take a moment to thank all of you for that. I just passed 200 subscribers on YouTube, and I literally am on cloud nine. I can't believe it. Thank you guys so much. I'm leaving my social media in the description box down below, and I can't wait to hear from you guys soon and see you again. Love you. I love you. Namaste. Namaste, little third eye. Namaste.